keep it inside. If you're depressed, don't talk about it. If you're anxious, don't talk about it. You'll look weak. Whatever you do, you can't let anyone know you need help. You can't reach out for help. It shows weakness. Vulnerability is going to be used against you. And that's what we're taught as men. Hello everyone, welcome back to my series on addiction. Before we get started, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the little bell, it really helps me to be able to continue to make these videos. And join my group, Recover from Addiction with Stephen Hilton, that's me on Facebook. There'll be a link down there in the comments if you're on Facebook and up there if you're on Instagram, link in bio. This week, I want to talk about toxic masculinity. That has a lot of weight, doesn't it, that phrase? It can turn some people off. Some people don't like the woke kind of culture thing. But I want to talk about toxic masculinity as it relates to recovery. When I was in treatment 6 years ago, the guy that was running the group did an incredible exercise with us. It was an all-guys rehab. So there was about 30 or 40 of us in the lesson, and he goes, okay, guys, I want you to write down what's manly to you. What's your definition of masculinity? What have you been taught by your parents, by society? What's important for a man to be? And we all wrote down all the things that we thought were important that had been passed down to us as men through generations about how to be masculine. And it was things like, don't cry, don't be vulnerable, don't show emotion, be the best, make as much money as you can, be the strongest. And we had to write down what we'd been told, and we put it up along the wall of the classroom. So this side of the classroom was full up of all the things that we think of or we'd been taught were important to be masculine. You know, winning, the hunter-gatherer mentality, the not showing emotion, just not showing vulnerability, basically, not showing vulnerability. And then he said, write down now all the things that you've been taught in this treatment center, which was 12 steps, about recovery from addiction. What characteristics do you need to have to recover from addiction? And we all wrote those down and put them on this side of the wall. And it was all things like be open, be supportive, join community, ask for help. So when we looked, both sides of the room were opposites. Ask for help on this side was don't show vulnerability on this side. Be competitive, be the best on this side. Be humble, don't have ego on this side. So it was incredible to think that the things we're taught as men can be barriers to getting better, because all of these masculine kind of tropes that are supposed to make you manly also can really hinder your recovery. So I really wanted to talk about that today, because for me, that's what toxic masculinity can be, as well as the other ramifications which it has, which is obviously super important. But this is something that I think isn't talked about enough. The characteristics that we're taught we need to have to be a man keep us mentally ill. And apparently the suicide rate for guys between 30 and 40 is the highest of any group, because guys don't want to talk about it. A guy will shut down and keep it all inside. I was like that before I got sober. It was just like, keep it inside. If you're depressed, don't talk about it. If you're anxious, don't talk about it. You'll look weak. Don't reach out. Whatever you do, you can't let anyone know you need help. You can't reach out for help. It shows weakness. Its vulnerability is going to be used against you. And that's what we're taught as men. But those are the things that can keep a person in addiction and in mental illness and feeling suicidal as well. So I feel like we really need to look at that. It is interesting, isn't it? So maybe this is something we can talk about. I want to open this up for discussion, in the comments. Do you feel like you can't talk to anyone as a man? Do you feel? I do. I still struggle with reaching out. I'll be honest. I'm the guy that turns up last at the meeting and leaves earliest because I don't want to talk to anyone, even now. And it's not that it's not. I don't know what it is, but it's something like deep and inbred in me, and I feel like it's the same for a lot of us guys. So, guys, talk to me in the comments. Or women who are with guys who find this a barrier. Also, it can be a big barrier for relationships, can't it? This shutting down, this don't be vulnerable, this keep it all inside, don't cry. That was a big one that was on this side of the wall. A lot of guys, don't cry. You know, big boys don't cry. That was a big one that came up. Big boys don't cry. A lot of people wrote that on this side of the wall. And it really struck home. Like people, and this rehab was full of people from all different nationalities, different groups, you know, different backgrounds. But the one thing they had in common was they'd been taught, don't cry and don't show emotion. So I feel like it's time as guys that we were more open, but I don't know how do we do that? How do we learn that skill? I feel like going to meetings helps because it makes you have to be vulnerable and open. But I just wanted to jump on and talk about it. You know, I don't have the answers, but I was thinking about it today and I thought this would be a good topic to just open a discussion about. And also, as I say, I'm a dad to a little boy right now and he's not even 2. And I don't want to pass down this kind of mentality to him where he can't be open, he can't be vulnerable, and basically things that are going to keep him at risk of having mental illness, at risk of being a drug addict. I don't want him to be sad in life. And I feel like some of these things that we think of as manly qualities can keep us sick and keep us mentally ill. So I wanted to open this discussion also for him. I want to know how I can avoid that with Alfie. I want Alfie to be well adjusted and be able to talk to people if he's having troubles, you know, or if he's feeling a certain way mentally. I want him to be able to open up to other people and to us. So yeah, what are your thoughts? Thank you for listening to me. I love you guys, and join my group, Recover from Addiction with Stephen Hilton. It's really great over there. What I like about it is that it's you guys helping each other. Like, it's not really about me. It's like you guys have taken over. So great. I love that you've taken over the group and you're helping each other. You're doing a better job than I ever could, but I wanted to hold a space for you to be able to help each other. So that's good. Subscribe to my YouTube if you would like to. Let's meet again next week and talk about something else. That's a good dance. That's my end of my addiction vlog dance. Remember Space Invaders? I'm being silly now. Stop. Okay, love you. Bye.